Let's get on to the next one whilst we wait for that to fill up, and I'll keep an eye on it. It is Najee Harris, who's the RB14, goes an underdog, 42nd overall, and he is starting to drop down. On Sleeper, he's still up at 26. That ADP is accurate of about 5 days ago. So again, on the Fantasy Life grid, you can see he's right around Breece Hall. He's right around Travis Etienne, just after Joe Mixon. And it just feels like the whole kind of fantasy community is very much on the Jaylen Warren side of things. I know that's where I've been packing my bags because it's just, the cheaper and easier click. But is he getting down to a point where maybe he is getting undervalued now, Dwayne?
Yeah, I don't have a ton of Najee, but it's where he goes in the draft. It's a lot of the other, players that are going in that range, like the opportunity costs, like they don't work out right for me. But I really don't expect Jaylen Warren to take over the backfield. Like, as good as he's looked and as much as we want it, I think the coaching staff has told us multiple times they're not doing it. That Najee Harris has first round capital. They're not saying that part. We're inserting that part, right? And he's our guy. We're playing him. Najee has an every down skill set. You can play him on passing downs. You can play him at the goal line. You can play. I mean, that's the advantage of his size, right? Warren could force the issue to where he gets a little bit more work. But even last year, when Najee was struggling because of injury and everything else, it was a 60-40 split. And so far this preseason, it's been right around that. Last night, it was almost 70-30, or it was right around 60-40 last night with the starters in the preseason game for the Steelers. The week before, it was around 70-30. So in the 3 preseason games, actually, with the starters, they've pretty much kept things the way they said they were going to, which looks like last year. And they're continuing to tell us this. So Harris is I think people know the story. He's inefficient. He's an inefficient player, but he's good enough that coaches like him in all situations. So I don't think taking Najee Harris where he goes is going to lose your fantasy league. I just don't think it's going to win your fantasy league. That's the challenge for me. Whereas Jaylen Warren, if Najee goes down, wow, he could win your fantasy league because where you're getting to draft him.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's the opportunity cost of where you're taking players. And it's also, Najee in the 3rd, the 4th didn't feel particularly fun because like you say, like, he's not explosive. He's not necessarily one of these fun running backs. He accumulates stuff through volume. In the year that he was with Big Ben Roethlisberger, who was targeting like with a negative ADOT, it was more fun because you could bet on him to just rack up the PPR receptions and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely been a little bit less fun at times.